So how do I get the reader, reconnect the reader to this historic fear of this human condition? Because unless I can do that, then they're not going to be in a position to follow the argument and make sense of human behaviour and reach this deeper understanding that supposedly the book has at the end of it, or actually not in chapter 2. So that's my dilemma, my problem in the presentation. So I mean, it's like, you know, you'd written a book about, there's a tribe or something that suffers from a phobia of snakes, right? But they're not aware that is. You know, when I say, you know, well, why are you living indoors all day long, you know? And they said, oh, well, I like carpets, I like square walls, and, you know, I like walking through doorways, and, you know, and in fact, you know, walking through doorways is what made humans stand up and become bipedal in the first place. They've got all these theories based on, they're not in denial of this, that they've got this phobia. So I write this book about snakes to try to reconnect them to that phobia in order to, because this book supposedly will heal them of their phobia. So I've got to reconnect them to it. So I write this book about snakes, phobia, and I show, you know, it's all this book about snakes, and then so I write this book. It'll supposedly heal them of snake phobia, and I give it to them, and they pick it up, and then they open it and they go, I'm not going to read that. Psychologically, that's what happens. Like, it's impenetrable. So then I'm left scratching, well, how in hell am I ever going to try to get them to get the benefit of this insight? Because this whole insight into their behaviour is based on becoming aware that this phobia actually exists in humans. And because until I can do that, I'm not going to make any progress. If I can connect humans with the possibility that they actually do suffer from this phobia, and then I can start using that fear of the human condition to begin to now let's look at all the issues about human behaviour from this perspective, that we're living in fearful denial of this subject. Then you can follow the argument, because you've got some sense of the possibility that we actually do suffer from this horrific fear. And in fact, so that's what I do. So the book begins, the best way I know to connect people with the existence of this terrifying fear that we're obviously living in denial of, you can't face it, is this process of resignation.